Hi, this video is going to show how to place something that you want to sell as a floor sample as is. So it might be something that was damaged that you want to reduce the price on. We need to have a way to separate that from the same SKU on the floor that is a good version of that model. And what we're trying to accomplish here is when a salesperson sells that floor sample as is, the delivery or will call people will be directed to that specific item to give that out. I'm sure it doesn't happen to our customers, but it happens to a lot of other retail stores where they sell an item that was discounted, and then when it's time to give it out, guess what? Customer gets a brand new one, and you've still got that one that you're trying to get rid of that's damaged on the floor. So, like I said, never in our customers, but I know it happens. So, here's where we're going to start. We're going to take a look at a setting up um, one of those SKUs on the floor as a floor sample as is. And the first thing we're going to take a look at, just so you can see what it looks like beforehand, we're going to go to Sku Inquiry, and let's take a look at the SKU uh, before we do anything. So it shows overall that we have 45 of these in stock and 38 are available right now. But more importantly, we're going to be in this store here, store number 3, where it shows that we have 4 in total. 3 of them are available and to be picked today, to be given out today. So what we're going to say is one of these 3 is damaged. So remember in Infinity, when you highlight the location up here, it's going to show the detail at the bottom of the screen. So on this one, it shows you that we have 3 in the stock room. What are these? This is a leather, looks like a leather recliner. There are 3 of these in the stock room. There's 1 on the sample floor. Those are the 4. You see another location here for floor sample as is? That shows none in there. It's very important when you're going to sell something as floor sample as is, you need to move it to that specific location so the system knows where to send the delivery people to get that merchandise. And it's actually a 2 things have to go right here. One of them is not going to be in this video. It'll be in the video on the sales side. But not only do we have to place it properly on the floor, when the salesperson sells it, they have to also say on the sale that they are selling that floor sample as is. And then we get a match and everything comes out right. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's go to we're going to do with a within store transfer, IO 72. And so we are in store number 3, and we're transferring it to store number 3. Over here, we have to designate the from location. Is this something that is available? Which it is. And it's going to be available when we move it. So that's the way it will transfer. Then enter the SKU number. And that should show us, whoops, I entered the wrong SKU number. Let's try that again. 6, 7. There we go. So, oh, I'm sorry, click the run. Okay, so that should show us in that store where the items are. We've got 1 in this bin, which I know is the floor sample bin or the floor bin, and 2, we have 3 in this bin, which is the storeroom. So we're going to move 1 from the storeroom that who knows what's wrong with it. Maybe it's got a cut in the fabric or something that we don't want to fix and we want to sell it as is. Click on that, and it's going to open up these boxes down here, and it's asking me which bin do I want to move it to. And so what's important is every store is going to have anywhere between 2 and 4 floor sample bins that you can send it to. So I'm going to put one of those in there. It's 902.030, and I'm moving 1 in there. And if you notice, when I entered this bin number, the system recognized it's a floor sample bin, so it opened up this space here to give it a special price. Usually it's $14.99.99. We're going to say that we're going to sell this one for $12.99.99 and get rid of it as that sample. The other thing you can do right here, if you have the ability to do so, the access, is right here you see a spiff button. If I click on that, it's going to open up where I can attach a spiff to that to maybe incentivize salespeople to get rid of that for us. So I'm going to put a $10 spiff on there, and you can see it says a D that represents the $10. And by the way, when the salesperson sells it, and if he sells it correctly, that he needs to do nothing more. That price will come out at $12.99.99, and he will, on his commission report, he will see that he gets a $10 spiff on it. Okay, so we are done making the entries. We make the transfer now. So just take a second, and there it is. The transfer is done. You can see now we have 1 on the floors location, 2 in the storeroom, and 1 in the floor sample as is bin. So let's get out of here. Let's go back to Sku Inquiry to see what that looks like. And let's go down to store number 3. And here we go. So now we have 2 in location in the stockroom, 1 on the sample floor, and 1 in the floor sample as is bin. And if you go over here, you'll also see that that price is $12.99.99 for this item. And SC is the, let's see, that is the floor sample as is code. That's a sales code. That's what it stands for. And this shows it's a spiff of D, which stands for $10. So that transfer has been made, and when the salesperson sells it and remembers to put the floor sample as is code on there, that all should move smoothly through the system. Now, let me give you one more example. I'm not going to go through it, but just explain it. Let's say that we had, well, you know what, let me go through it. I'm going to add, let's say of these in this stock room, we had 2 damaged ones. And let's say the next one is really damaged. We want to reduce the price to $8.99 on that one because we just want it out the door. So let's go back to the within store transfer. Again, we go location to location. Both going to be from available to available. Let's see if I can get the SKU right this time. Run. And we're going to move another one from the storeroom. Then this one is going to be 902.03.02. And you notice that it's a different bin number that is also a floor sample bin. The last one was 902.03.01. And the reason that we put it in a different floor sample bin is when we put this one at, what did we say we were going to do it for? $8.99. And let's say we want to put a spiff on this one of $20. That the um, the system will point to the correct one, not the one that was at $12.99 or the new one at $14.99, but the one that is at $8.99. And so that's why we put it in a separate bin. And that's why you have 3 to 4 floor sample bins in each store. So if you have the same SKU and you're putting more than one of them out there as a floor sample as is. So let's complete the transfer. And we're done there. You can see now that they've been moved, one to each floor sample bin. Get out of here. Let's go back to the Sku Inquiry. It all went well. Once I highlight store number 3, we have one in each of these bins. If you go out here, you can see we have 2 floor samples, one at $12.99, one at $8.99, one with a $10 spiff, and one with a $20 spiff. And that's how we move things to the floor to be sold as is. Please watch the other video on how to sell a floor sample as is product to see the sales side of this. Thank you.